Italy, Republic of Southern Europe, has limits with North Switzerland and Austria, to the east with Slovenia and the Adriatic Sea, to the south with the Mediterranean, to the west with Longoria, and to the northeast with France. Italy is a parliamentary republic with representative and multi-party democracy, whose political system is defined by its Supreme Law of 1948. The executive branch is in charge of the government, made up of three organs: the President of the Council of Ministers, the Ministers, and the Council of Ministers. The legislative branch in charge of a parliament, which consists of the Chamber of Deputies and the Senate of the Republic, and the judicial branch, which is independent. Italy is a beautiful country in Europe that is attractive to many people because of its way of life and historical sites. Therefore, people visit various towns in the country. Rome is a capital city. It hosts many historic capitals of the Roman Empire and modern monuments such as the suburb Renaissance palaces and the Colosseum, museums, and ancient medieval churches. Florence is the capital city of the Tuscany region. In ancient times, it was the capital city of the Kingdom of Italy, and it became famous because of its beautiful Renaissance masterpieces and architecture. It has always been a meeting venue for artists, philosophers, and writers. Venice is Veneto's capital city. It is found in the northeast of the country and became famous for its palaces built on water and because of its bridges and Grand Canal. Milan is the Lombardy's capital city, and it is known as one of the Italian capital of design, architecture, and fashion. It is home to a cathedral of an incomparable beauty composing of artistic and cultural heritage, where tourists can visit Milan's spectacular Gothic cathedral and the Duomo.
The climate varies considerably from the north to the south of Italy. In the north of the country, the area between the Alps and the Tuscan, the climate is harsh, with very cold winters and very hot, particularly humid summers. In central Italy, the climate is milder, with a smaller difference in temperature between summer and winter, and a shorter and less intense cold season than in the north. Summers are longer, but the sultriness of the northern cities is mitigated by the sea. In southern Italy and the islands, winters are never particularly harsh, and spring and autumn temperatures are similar to those reached in the summer in other areas of Italy. Almost 40% of the Italian territory is mountainous, with the Alps and the northern boundary and the opening mountains forming the backbone of the peninsula and extending for 1,315 kilometers. In between the two lies a large plain in the valley of the Po, the largest river in Italy, which flows 652 kilometers eastward from the Cottian Alps to the Adriatic. The Po Valley is the largest plain in Italy.
The history of Italy is intimately linked to Western culture and the history of Europe, and the most of many historical events of the Western and universal world have taken place in the country or have been carried of these people. The history of Italy begins between the years 2000 and 1000 after Christ, when the Italian peninsula received the contribution of Indo-European people from Central Europe. Among the most important are the Celts, the Iberians, the Pelasgian, and above all, the Etruscans, who gradually spread their influence towards the north of the country.
From the 18th century BC, the Greek colony settled in the southeast of the peninsula, transforming into city-states that were known as Magna Graecia. More about pre-historic times. Between 1856 and 1817, the unification of Italy was carried out after a series of wars that involved confronting the Austrian Empire's anti-papal states, from which Italy is instituted as a country.
Good afternoon, my name is Erik and I will tell you about the food from Italy together with my partner Canul. Now, I will explain to you about the food in northern Italy. Traditional northern Italian food is characterized by soups, cooked pasta and meats boiled in wine and butter, usually olive oil, tomato and dry pasta. Northern Italy has as typical dishes carpaccio, vitello tonato or videl tonné, and crocchette di patate, in addition to risotto. The most popular dishes in northern Italy are carpaccio and risotto. Now, I will explain how they are made. Carpaccio consists of slices of raw meat or fish marinated with lemon juice, olive oil, or cheese. Thanks for listening. Now, I leave you with my partner Canul.
The gastronomy of southern Italy is characterized by simple dishes. Its main ingredients are olive oil, vegetables, and vegetables typical of the area. The most consumed pasta dishes in the part of Italy are the popular pizzas, in addition to spaghetti and macaroni. Pizza. Pizza consists of a generally round dough of bread covered with tomato, sauce, and other ingredients, such and cheese, ham, mushrooms, or olives. Macaroni. Macaroni is a paste made from water, with flour, and sometimes eggs. They are shaped like tubes and are usually accompanied by different types of sauce and cheese.
The main tourist sites in Italy are these: Lake Como, the third largest lake in Italy after Monferratic, located in the Lombardy region. It's surrounded by little towns that you might have never known of. Some you Bellacchio Temerazzo of Varena, and some you steep of them, you will feel love at first sight. Dome of Milan. Milan Cathedral is one of the largest Gothic temples in the world. It's the most representative monument of the Italian capital of fashion and is one to place then go on its eyes. Santa Maria delle Grazie of Milan. This 15th century craftsman not stained of the outside but inside it hides on the grandest trousers of all time. You are referring to Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper.
Other tourist sites will be Rome. Rome is one of the important cities of Italy due to architectural and artistic constructions that are very old and beautiful. Rome has a good number of ruins that derive from the historical apogee of the extinct empire. So, if you like archaeology, you should go to visit some spectacular sites. Roman Colosseum is an architectural work that has origin in the ancient empire that would have been built as an amphitheater to preserve its majesty. The Colosseum is a World Heritage Site and one of the 7 wonders of the world. Other site is Pisa. It is one of the main tourist places in Italy because it has a wonderful local and political legacy that will leave you in love. It is a very small and beautiful environment. There are many famous places to visit and take a souvenir photo. Don't forget to visit the tower. St. Peter's Basilica is one of the most important tourist attractions in Italy in the world due to its close relationship with the Vatican and the Catholic faith. The site is full of very valuable representations, such as the incredible dome illustrated by Michelangelo. It is a work without equal in the whole world, and the sea is something impressive. The Arch of Peace is a military monument that reflects the glory and social and cultural value of the ancient Roman Empire. It is a perfect place to photograph architecture because it was exquisitely decorated, with neoclassical and baroque settings.
Good afternoon. My name is Aleksey and I'm gonna talk about Italy famous. Italy has been home to plenty of different famous figures. In fact, Italy's famous names are some of the most famous names in the history of the Western world. For example, Dante Alighieri. Dante Alighieri was born in Florence in 1265 and died in Ravenna in 1321. He's most famous for his topic poem La Divina Commedia or The Divine Comedy. Dante's literature didn't just enrich modern Italian, it practically constructed. The beginning of the century, around the time that Dante was writing, the Italian language 14 obtained just 60% of the vocabulary which is essential to modern-day communication in Italian. Whereas by the end of the same century, 90% of the language spoken in Italy was considered essential to modern-day Italian speaking. Another Italy famous was Leonardo da Vinci, or Leonardo di Piero da Vinci, to use his full name. He was born in 1452 in Vinci, Italy, and died in 1590 in Amboise, France. Nowadays he is seen as a symbol of the Renaissance. He is probably most famous as the artist of the world's most famous painting, the Mona Lisa. But in addition to this, he is also remembered as a major figure in the history of science, with so many credits as a driver of the understanding of the universe.
Thanks, Aleksey. We'll next all talking about the famous Italian musician Luciano Pavarotti. Luciano Pavarotti was a famous Italian singer, born in 1935 and died in 2007 in Modena. Pavarotti was known as one of the greatest opera singers of his generation. With over 100 million albums sold worldwide, he not only famous for his voice, but also his success in bringing the classical style of opera to popular culture. The tenor also collaborated with plenty of the other famous artists, including Mariah Carey, U2, and Barry White, for the humanitarian causes such as war children. However, it was not just his crossover into pop with help from other famous names, which made Pavarotti a household name. The distinctive quality of his voice made a legend in the world of opera. In fact, Pavarotti is hailed by many as one of the best tenors of the 20th century. Pavarotti's humanitarian work, which involves using his fame to raise awareness of war issues, earned him the title of United Nations Messenger of Peace in 1998. The next musician I will talking about is Andrea Bocelli. Another one of the world's most famous singers is also an Italian expert. Andrea Bocelli is an Italian singer born in Italy in 1958, having performed many operas as well as releasing a plethora of albums, which were popular in the classical community as well as being incredibly successful in the music charts. The tenor Andrea Bocelli is known around the world for his vocal talent. The singer has sold over 80 million albums around the world. Bocelli has risen to fame not only in the world of classical music, but he is also known for his pop music too. You should take a lot at the same time to say goodbye. Andrea Bocelli's contributions to music have earned him a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and he has also been given the title of Grand Officer of the Order of Merit of the Italian Republic.